Hello, hello. We are back with Slay the Princess. It's time to finish this, very deeply unsettling banquet that we've been having. Man, I've been thinking about this game all week. Like, every single iteration of this game so far, we've dealt with themes of eternity, of like loops, right? And of how, in a way, endings are a good thing, right? Well, that's some of the stuff I picked out. I'm sure we'll get more out of it as we keep playing. How's everyone doing? I hope you are all good. Whew. All right. We can kill her. Push herself out from the seat, excuse me. Well, we ate. What are we supposed to do now?
I don't know. Maybe we could play a game.
Oh, I love games.
Yeah, that's exactly what we should do.
Flames roar and the shadow comes dancing across the table. It leaves behind an intricate game. Its pieces elegant and beautiful and enticing. Its simple rules already apparent, even with little explanation.
Okay. Also, this shadow here, I think it appears in multiple places too. It's definitely appeared before. Like, something about shadows is intertwined with the princess.
We can probably work together to figure this out as we go. That sounds like a lot of fun, right?
Great, we don't even have a rule book. That means we can make up as many rules as we want. And we will. Don't worry, I am excellent at cheating. She'll never suspect a thing.
Opportunist, come on. You're not allowed to play.
I don't think it really matters. This all kind of feels like we're just filling time, you know?
That's not so bad.
What, you don't want to win? To show our prowess in all avenues and accumulate respect? Wow, you would be hopeless without me. Count your lucky stars I'm here. You and the princess do indeed figure it out as you go. And what a game it is. The tension between turns, the triumphant highs of moves well placed, and the tragic lows of miscalculations and careless plays. The warmth of trust and the cool texture of deception. And then, the climax, as she places her final piece.
Alright, does she win?
Oh, I think we got the rules wrong.
Oh. Okay.
And so you start over. She only made us start over because we were winning.
Nah.
Time passes. You play the game. You win. Boom. And there you have it. What did I tell you? Am I great at games or am I great at games?
Okay. I just won a game with a manipulative voice. That's great.
Oh, you won. I guess we can play again.
We can do something else. Come on.
Time passes. You play the game. She wins.
Good on you.
Oh, I won. I guess we can play again.
We can stop if you don't want to play anymore.
There is a long pause, and the board does not reset.
This isn't fun anymore, is it?
You don't need me to tell you that it isn't. Oh. The princess visibly panics as another torch sputters.
Oh.
Wait. Maybe this is just too easy. Maybe if we added more rules and pieces, it would be fun again.
That's not it.
Yeah. The game's just a little simple.
Oh.
We can make it fun again.
Eternity's not that bad, is it?
The shadow descends on the board once again. More pieces are added, their shapes more intricate, their purposes less immediately clear, and the two of you set about discovering the complexities of the game anew. And so you do. and it is fun again. In fact, it's almost as fun as the first time you played, and the sputtering torch roars back to life.
Did they add a bell to the game? That's fun. Oh, what's the princess doing in the background here? Hold on, she's reading a book here, I think. Over here, what? Is that my hand? Is that my hand on her neck? That is a hand, I'm pretty sure. The other ones are hard to make out. This one's, she's just smiling. Oh well.
But then you get used to the additions, and the feeling starts to fade. A creeping numbness settling in over the board.
We just need more games, come on.
More pieces are added. The feelings flare. The feelings fade. The princess suggests new rules. A glimmer of what could have been excitement flits through your mind, quickly vanishing as the game progresses. Your pieces advance in an ever-increasing slog to their destination.
I mean, I guess this is probably taking place over a long time, right? So the metaphor applies in some way.
Winning and losing become nothing but ends, and even the end becomes nothing as you roll over into a new game, the board resetting as many times as you can finish, till finally...
I'm out of ideas. I'm actually out of ideas this time. I don't think I can play anymore.
Okay, princess, we can stop.
As the words leave the princess's mouth, another torch goes out. Again, the remaining flames burn brighter, and the shadow dances faster.
I'm happy, I promise. We're both so happy here. You don't have to be upset.
Uh-oh. This is some traumatic responses coming from the princess. I'm not upset.
This is awful.
Oh, wow. The narrator thinks this is awful.
Isn't it great that we're all having such a lovely time together?
Oh, shut
We
up.
just have to stay positive and realize how happy we are. Then all of those lights will stay on and keep showing us all the cool stuff we have. Yeah, sure.
Are you actually happy here?
The princess starts to hyperventilate.
That's
her
a no.
breaths punctuating the uncomfortable silence between you.
Oh boy.
Yes. Why wouldn't I be? Let's not talk about it.
We can talk about it.
She's being defensive. And we all know being defensive is a sign of weakness.
Why are you even here, opportunist? We need the truth. You need to tell me how you really feel.
I don't feel anything.
The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
Right. This is going to... What I say is going to affect the way she perceives the world, which is going to affect the outcome, right? Because that's what happened with the door. When Smitten believed that the door could just be opened by her, she was able to just do it. So I'm going to say this. Don't worry about what's going to happen. If you could do anything in the world, what would it be? What would you choose?
I think I'd like to dance under the stars.
I guess we'll go outside.
That sounds lovely.
But there aren't any stars here. I'd have to leave.
As she says that, the shadow rushes forward and tightens its grip on her wrists.
Is that me? Oh. So this thing in the... Actually, It feels like the hands are in all of the banners. Yeah.
I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
The princess sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
I'm sorry. I feel like all of this is my fault.
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
Your fault. We were all just trying to make things work here. It just didn't happen that way.
Attempting to keep up a failed relationship, huh?
I don't think this is the sort of thing anybody needs to apologize for. Even if we both feel empty. Even if an important part of us is gone.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
The princess pushes herself from her chair, and you instinctively do the same, waiting by the top of the stairs as she quietly crosses the room.
Do you still care about me?
Interesting. Of course I do. I don't think I'll ever stop.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to say that. I still care about you, too, so maybe this wasn't all bad. But I don't think this place is for us anymore. I think we need to go.
Let's go.
As the princess steps towards the stairs, you offer her your hand. The corners of her mouth curl into a demure smile, and she gently takes your hand in hers. She's cold, a little clammy, but her skin against yours is the most real thing you have ever felt.
We are the only two people in this world, basically. The narrator can talk about saving the world and saving lives outside of this space, but, you know, the narrator's never actually shown us anybody other than ourselves. So, in a way, I think the world is just us. And when the princess leaves the cabin, the world is destroyed because we can't... The story doesn't take place outside of the cabin. At least, it doesn't take place outside of the immediate areas from the cabin, right?
You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that end the world? He's right, you know. You're giving us some real mixed signals, boss.
I guess the narrator's convinced this time.
Yes, well, I've seen my fairy tale ending, and I think there might be worse things than the end of the world.
Oh my gosh, that's some development, narrator.
Well, this is less work for us anyways. Think what you will. I'm done fighting.
Wow.
You and the princess don't exchange words as you descend the stairs to the cabin's entrance. And then the two of you step out into the world. I think this is the end of me, even if it's not the end of you. I hope this was worth it. Genuinely, I do.
This is beautiful.
He's really gone, isn't he? No boss anymore, no one left to tell us what to do. I guess we'll have to be our own boss then. About time.
The stars are so beautiful.
A quiet moment passes over you. A comfortable quiet.
I meant it when I said I wanted to dance.
She gently pulls you forward, and the two of you fall into graceful step. The only rhythm that guides you is the shared thumping of your hearts, beating in perfect unison. Her face, worn and tired, brightens the faster you move, a soft, sad smile widening and widening, until it reflects only genuine affection. You send her out in a wide spin, and your arms stretch to their limits, only the tenuous grasp of your hand in hers holding you together. You share a gaze that feels like it lasts forever.
Thank you for taking me here. This is nice, even if it's a little cold outside.
Well, and the world ends. Share a dance with your happy ending. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
It'll be okay, hero. We'll find her.
And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
I didn't say this last time, huh? It's kind of mean. It is.
You better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
Ah. It's too bad Smitten didn't get to see his happy ending. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Oh, you've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Well, how can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit, even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
I mean, I guess we are contradictions too, because every time we start over and make a different choice, we become a different person, right? Theoretically. This is such a weird line. I don't think this is true, but I'll say it. You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
Okay, I think this is very thematic. It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse? And I don't think that's true. I think this game is about a relationship with love that ends up with one person hurting the other no matter what, right? Just these two people are incompatible in the long run. But it doesn't mean the relationship was bad. At least I think that's what the game's trying to say. It can still be a good thing to have the relationship and then for it to end. All right, let's say it.
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
I don't think so. I think the more I see of her, the more I understand, even when they're like the worst parts of each other, right?
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is a songbird in a cage of gilded shadows. She will make for an honest heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally learned to sing for herself.
Aw, that's great. I don't think I'm actually planning to kill her at the end of this, but we might need to. I'm just gonna say the line. It's interesting. I'm still planning to kill you once we're done with this.
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me.
Oh, she knows. She's figured out more what she wants. Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Have you figured out what you'll want when we finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Oh. That's not really assuming yourself above me. How many more vessels do I need?
We will know when we near our destination.
Okay. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Okay, I shared my happy ending with her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Alright, what do we want to do this time? Let's go revolution. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution.
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Alright. We've taken the blade a couple times. We chose not to take it once. How about we take it this time?
You take the blade from the table.
And then she's going to be
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing
confident
a
this time,
staircase
right?
faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. Her voice carries up the...
Who's there?
Yep.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
So, like, our choices of whether we take the knife or not affect her personality when we meet her, even before we meet her, right? Like, we come to these stairs and she's already either scared or she's dangerous. Because when we take the knife, we treat her as if she's dangerous.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
In a way, aren't we the one manipulating her? Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Alright. Viva la revolution. Well, let's tighten our grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Ooh, she's so confident.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Right. Because, like, if we're scared of her, she actually becomes harder to kill. Because that's what we think about her, right? In my very first iteration, like, I just charged forward and stabbed her when she wasn't expecting it. And that was super easy. I think this time around it's going to be much harder.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Actually, can I even go down this route?
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Alright, let's talk to the narrator a little bit. What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us?
You go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hey, he basically just said everything I just outlined.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I'm not dropping the blade. Okay, let's just slay the princess.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
Yeah, we hesitated.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
Amazing.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
Oh, thanks, hero.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones.
Wow.
Making sure you stay down.
She's very strong this time.
As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand. And now look at you.
You could have explained all of this.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
You'd rather die?
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it?
Oh, I guess it is.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The tower. Are we a prisoner this
You're
time?
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no, but I died. She's gonna kill me again. Alright, let's not tip the narrator off. Let's just proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
I don't even know what voice is in my head now.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Oh my gosh, you're a sad one, aren't you? Or you're really into it.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying.
Oh, Hero. Hero wants to keep
ignore
trying.
their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter.
Seems kind of fun.
Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
Oh, you're a really sad one.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
Alright, let's approach the mirror. I think it's the same almost every time. Actually, we have new voices every time. Let's just keep exploring this.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
Wow.
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future.
We'll see the mirror eventually.
So, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal.
The narrator doesn't know what we look like.
Probably. Do you not know what we look like? He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
No, he just doesn't know. Alright. It doesn't matter if there's a mirror.
But it does matter. Don't you care if we're being lied to? If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us? I'm I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There
Oh,
is no mirror.
it's gone.
Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done. But there was a mirror a second ago.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
All right, let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be
Let's enter the basement. We're gonna keep fighting. Viva la
The door to the
revolution.
basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
This is actually kind of nice.
Oh, the broken just wants to submit.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Yeah, she got bigger.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Wow.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
All right, this is a princess worth fighting.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
It's pretty
It
funny.
doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers
Whoa.
over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Wow. This is a fun one.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought
Stabbity.
that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity.
I just have to believe it's useful.
Drop it.
Tighten your grip.
As if on command, the blade
What?
slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor.
Aw, boo. Broken, you did this to me.
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
I think the narrator understands.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
What happened to the revolution?
Kneel.
Oh, we're kneeling. No, we're not. No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
Okay, we're kneeling.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death?
Ooh, empty halls of death. Beyond the empty halls of death. Well, she knows we died, and then like... So I don't think it's a metaphor for the cabin. I think it's just the metaphor for us dying. Also, her feet are pretty funky from this angle. That's some crazy foreshortening there. Like, it looks like this foot is twice as large as that one.
Speak.
The last time we met,
Oh, the narrator hasn't been tipped off yet.
nobody should have met her before this. you should be the first. You're the only one I trust to deal with her.
Then you shouldn't have trusted us. There was nothing we could do to stop her then, and there's nothing we can do to stop her now.
He's being melodramatic, but yeah, we've been here before, and she absolutely destroyed us. What are we even supposed to do to stop her?
Okay, I see. I think this section of dialogue would have appeared earlier if we had tipped him off earlier.
That's worrying. Whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
Okay, let's listen to the narrator. Remain silent.
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open? Do you think your skull can save your thoughts from being seen?
Oh, she's giving herself more power. Now she can read our minds.
You're less broken than I thought.
Yay.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Hmm.
Do it. It's what she wants.
What do you say, narrator?
No objections here.
Okay.
I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
Oh, she's gonna make us stab
As
ourselves.
your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Well, there's no exploration. Yeah, I can't even click on it. Alright. Everyone wants me to pick up the blade.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Oh, broken. Just wait for the last command.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably gonna stand anyway.
Gonna kneel here forever. Stop making me do things. I hate you. I hate you so much. All of you. Stand.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce.
Oh, the other thing that I need to point out as a theme is the limited choices, right? Like, they present us with so many choices and then often take them away because either we've explored them already or like it just doesn't actually matter because our previous choices have affected what we can do in the future. And like it shows up here again, right? Like all of our choices are grayed out.
The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
Ah, so we're the shadow, aren't we?
Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What?
I saw this coming. Come on, hero, don't want me.
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Thank you, narrator. Oh, well, there's no choices. End this.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Okay. Slay the princess. Oh, I can't even resist.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
Ooh, that's a rough one.
I'm sorry.
Don't As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Alright, now can we kill her?
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Alright, Broken's just gonna keep doing it.
Those are just
Alright.
words. You don't have to listen to her.
We're listening to her.
It's what she wants.
Okay.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it.
Alright, hero.
Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that pop
Rough.
to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
Amazing.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird, thinking it can defy a god.
Well, I'm glad you get to power trip this time, princess.
It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
She called us a vessel too. Slay the princess.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement.
Wow.
This would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand.
He's just here to describe reality.
My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
This is interesting. So he can step in momentarily to control us, but he can't do it for a long period of time, right? Like, he has to respect our choices to some level.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Nah, she wants to hurt us in this one. Come on, Broken.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat.
So what? For stabbing her thigh, I guess? Oh, thanks for
Princess
kneeling.
kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before.
It's this line again. The princess in the dark place, in the long silence, she says this line all the time about herself, right? I was different than I was. Well, we're similar to that princess in that, like, we have many perspectives. All right, interesting.
Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, Broken's into it.
Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it.
All right.
I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
All right. We can't even resist anymore. I wonder if this is an option if I do some other things, but it's like...
No. body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will. You finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react.
This music.
The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance.
We couldn't even reach her thigh.
She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees.
Alright, now we can reach her thigh.
But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest.
We did it!
As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh.
We can do this, can't we?
You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
A decision, huh?
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You
heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet.
Oh, she's scared.
There's an
Ooh.
unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
Alright, princess. We are equal in death.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
No, broken. Alright. Maybe next time we'll submit to her, okay?
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
This is interesting. Like, is this the attitude of, oh, the princess broke me and defeated me, and seeing her broken actually makes me feel even weaker? Like that sort of feeling?
Aside from the pain, I feel fine.
Okay, hero.
She collapses to the floor.
God killer,
Her
huh?
glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together.
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
I got a happy ending last time. Don't worry about it.
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something. I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Aw, he thanked us. Oh, time for revenge. Let's fight.
You're on a path in the woods. At the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that?
It's just gonna keep going. Oh. It really is just gonna keep going.
I think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Oh, I like this one. Voice of the stubborn.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was and ever will be.
Oh, she's back already. Don't worry about it.
I can't say I have much sympathy for you.
She was bad for us and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions.
Okay, narrator.
Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her, and it's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it?
It really isn't. Gnarly trees.
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
All right. All right. It feels like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions. You better all listen to me when the time comes to make a choice.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten a say in things.
Oh, broken.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
Oh, broken.
We died. If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her.
Okay.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think you have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change. Second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
All right. If we hit this point of no return you mentioned, then what happens?
Then what happens? Have you even been listening? It's the end is what happens.
The end's happened 2 times already, narrator.
Yeah, but is there something after the end? How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I can just peek on over to the other side and tell you what it's like there. If there even is a there. It doesn't matter because we're going to win. Now that's exactly the sort of mindset I like to see. Don't let yourself be consumed with self-doubt. Don't flirt with oblivion. Just focus on the present and everything will be absolutely fine.
Ah, yes, this looks fine to me. The broken's still like sniffling in the background. So funny. No matter what happens next, it seems like our answers are at the cabin. We might as well see this through.
Good. We're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her.
This music rocks.
That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
You know that's not gonna work, right? That's not how relationships work.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now, and you're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining. The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
Is this all the princess? Wow. Do we have to stab the whole building?
That's horrible.
That's amazing.
You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
All right. I'm torn between whether I want to keep exploring these dialogues. Yeah, let's just explore them again. All right, You didn't mention the mirror last time either. Why?
A mirror? There is no mirror. We've done this already. Try to keep up. The repetition is maddening. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've lost it. That we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you. It's in our way. Let's just smash it.
Ooh, that's a fun option. Take the blade?
You take the blade from the pedestal. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel.
And approach.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange. It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean? Wipe what clean? Are you still on about that mirror? It's not real. I'd know about it if it were real.
You've got a limited perspective, narrator. Sorry.
No, we can't doubt our eyes like that. It has to be real.
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it. Nah, I'm with him on this one. Smash it. Let's get violent already. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
Alright, let's smash it.
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Yeah, guess that's true. We really need to just stab the walls, don't we?
Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
If we must.
See how you've soured my once divine melody.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination. And we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Alright, I'm with stubborn.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
We've always been an abomination.
It doesn't matter what we are. She needs slaying, and we've got the means to do it, so let's get a move on.
Have I been offline this whole time? Oh no, I think I've been offline this whole time. I didn't press go live. I've been having so much fun. This is sad. Alright, I am online now. Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I have finished having a really nice meal with the princess, as in a really terrible meal. Oh my gosh. I played games with her. And then, And then the torches went out, and I just decided to go out and dance with her. I got myself a happy ending. It was really sweet. And this time around, I turned her into a god and then killed her. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I forgot to hit go live. I'm pretty sure I still have the recording, so it'll be uploaded. So you'll be able to see everything before this, but oh no. All right, let's kill a god again.
If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here, and it's why your task is so important.
Let's go.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
Wow.
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin.
Wild.
Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
This is what happens when you grab the blade, hesitate before killing her, and she turns into a god in the next iteration. Like, she kills you, and then, like, in the next iteration, she turns into a god. Then I spend the entire loop, I guess? I spend the entire loop trying to not submit to her. Stab myself multiple times, but by resisting enough, I managed to kill her. And here we are, in this third time. Jeez.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
You're gonna kill me. That's fine.
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh.
So yeah, you've played the game. There's something like 40 different ways to get through it. Yeah. Oh, you submitted to her, didn't you, John? It was tempting. A little tempting.
Then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground. She pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings.
Amazing.
She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before, and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
What? All right. I think what we say matters here. And I want to fight, so I'm going to end you. Like, if we say this line and then slay her, this might turn out better for us.
You'll try. And that's what I've been so excited for. Let's hurt each other.
Okay, that's the story this time.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your very essence in one blow. It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful blaze of glory.
Yes.
With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
What? That's it?
No, that's our stuff. She can't just do that.
She did just do that.
She just did. Unfortunate, I know, but reality is reality.
You should all just be grateful she's decided to keep us alive. Even in her defilement, she is merciful.
We're not out for the count just yet.
Yeah, stubborn. I really like this voice. There is no time for words. Step forward and engage your enemy. Like, if I click anything else, it changes the outcome, I think. Feeling cheated. Swearing to kill her. Yeah, let's go.
Skin flayed and organs flapping, you charge towards the princess.
We are abominations for sure.
That's right. She'll never stop us.
Oh, what is this organ, by the way?
Still you defy your god! I've made the mistake of underestimating your resolve before! Never again!
That's right. It's the last loop. Never again. Oh, is that a nail in her? Did she put a nail in herself to keep herself together?
You swing for her heart. What's left of you... explodes.
Wow.
So that's it. It's over. Just like that.
Of course it's over. It's been over since the very first moment we laid eyes on her.
Amazing.
This is the final note of your discordant melody. You will not return again, because you will live in that single tone forever.
No! No! It's not over! We're a god killer! We've returned from death itself twice!
More than twice stubborn, but you don't have to know that.
Didn't you hear her? We're not dead.
What's the difference? From many perspectives, there isn't one. But functionally, that is, from your perspective, the difference is massive.
Yeah, I guess so.
You are entirely laid bare, spread to each corner of the room. Yet you are wholly aware of the state you're in.
Oh my gosh.
Incapable of movement, but entirely capable of perception. In fact, perceiving your state is the only thing you can currently do. You are preserved, perfectly, in the amber of her torment.
This seems familiar, doesn't it, John?
We're more than this. We've lost bodies before. We just have to lose this one and make another.
Shed this vessel for the next. Alright, how are we supposed to lose this one?
I don't know. You're the one who makes things happen, so make it happen.
Alright. If we say she's going to get worse, then it's for sure going to happen. I'm just not gonna say it. I'm just gonna shed this vessel for the next.
Absolutely not. I refuse to let you just decide to die with your task unfinished. If you die here, the world is doomed.
Do you think we can do something then? But you do die. There is a great release as you loose your grip on what's left of your flesh and blood. And yet, you are still here.
Your Honor, where the hell are you? Are you already at the princess?
Oh, she's kept us here.
This place is different. Rotten. Death all around us. I want to go back.
So you've returned already, and I remain here. Is this our final destination?
Let's do this.
The princess tilts her head to look at you, and with a gesture, you are unwound. Again? Already?
Clearly I left you with too much room last time. Perhaps this cell will hold you better.
This music rocks so much.
You know what to do. Again.
Let's do it. Die again. Again, you relinquish your body, and again you find yourself here, but somewhere else. Interesting. So, like, I'm abandoning narrators and, like, arriving at a new world each time. The narrator's not going to know what the fuck is happening. But we two do.
Your Honor, she's gorgeous.
Oh, you're back.
Absolutely divine.
You, guy who describes things, you better start saying what we do this time.
Yeah, do it.
And what are you doing?
Attacking her, obviously.
Right. You charge towards the princess and...
There is no spark in you, only matter devoid of life.
We will get you next time.
you explode.
Again.
And again. You let yourself go and you're living once more.
You're on a path.
We are not on a fucking path. I have no idea where we are.
We get all the voices now. This is awesome.
We're in the middle of a fight, so act like it.
So you are. Okay, you dive towards the princess and we're unwound. Yes, her head swivels creakily on her neck, fire in her eyes as your body unravels with blinding pain.
Hooray!
No! Again.
Again! You have no body. You exist. You are reborn.
Your Honor,
No time. You narrate now.
yes, of course. Pristine blade grasped firmly in your hands, you fly towards the princess before she can turn to face you. We might actually do it this time.
Or not.
I can feel that body of yours slicing through the air. How many more times will I have to scatter you?
We'll just do this forever, princess.
As she turns towards you, the very essence of your being begins to flake away. Your muscles, then organs, then nerves laid bare and screaming as the rest of you is stripped of substance. Oh, boo-hoo. It's just a body.
We are getting all of the voices.
It just needs to last long enough to sink this blade into her heart.
But it doesn't last. You are disintegrated. Everything goes dark.
But there is no you to die.
How many times do I need to pulverize you before you finally understand? You are nothing. An empty void that dared to dream it was alive.
I mean, yeah. That might be a way to look at it.
That feels right.
If we're nothing, then why are we still here?
Because we always have been.
Interesting. We haven't heard from the Broken in a while. I guess we're no longer broken.
If we're nothing,
Or-
then how can we do anything?
Or more specifically, we are very broken.
The same way we always have. Being nothing has never stopped us. Now end this. End her.
You cannot win if you cannot be.
End this. A force races towards the princess' exposed heart. Threads of texture pulled from an all-encompassing nothing.
How? I've scattered the atoms you clung to and there is nothing there to find. You can't exist.
And yet I'm here. The threads pierce her heart and cradle her spirit.
It's over.
The threads, huh? That's what we are.
Oh, I think I understand you now. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do the things I did to you. I don't think I knew what I was doing.
Well, it's over this time.
She sounds genuine. They always do in the end.
It's cold, but I'm going to be okay, right?
You'll be okay. Quantum Beak. Find the means to triumph over an angel scorned. Epic. That's very epic. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone.
It's gonna be okay.
But it feels so bad. Like,
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
We'll find her.
You don't need to comfort them.
Approach the mirror. Or, it's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is gonna be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
Whatever makes you happy.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You were at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
We won't be able to see it until this is all over, isn't it? Do you think there are people out there?
It doesn't matter if there are. People are too small for us. You and I are the only things that interest me.
Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
You're not seeing the whole screen? Here. How's that? Ah. This is definitely off, isn't it? Yeah, how's that? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. There is passion and empathy buried under her unfeeling skin. She will make for a weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Interesting. I think there might be one narrator per world. So he's the one who describes the world to us, essentially. He does. All of the answers are he does. So I can say I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers. I'm going to kill him, or he does, but you're going to keep that to yourself. I mean, she's never going to interact with the narrator. Not this princess, anyway. Okay, he does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
Interesting. So we're close, huh? How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough. And then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Interesting. I'm close, huh? If this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
Oh. I do want to spend a little more time here. If this is the last stage, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you
Oh,
need more
my
time.
game's closing.
I'll wait with you.
Okay. I think if I click wait, the game closes, so there's no waiting forever. Let's go.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark and you die. Alright. What do I want for the last iteration? I did tell the Broken that I would submit to her next time, whenever that is, but I kind of want the final one to be a further exploration of the Smittens route. Alright, let's go.
You make your way up the...
We enter without the knife. Hey. I think I'm here to slay you?
You must have the wrong address.
Great job, you've given away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with...
I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's some doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away...
Alright, I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. I think this might set me on a different path, actually.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Oh no, the door's gonna slam on me. That's right.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement.
Return to the bottom.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Alright, it's time for us to kill ourselves. Save the princess.
Fine.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any...
Warn her.
Stop that.
I can't do this anymore. This choice is locked for me. No! And here we go.
Thank you.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there? A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
Oh, I guess this is gonna be quite a different iteration than I was expecting.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart.
She's a feral one. Wow.
It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor.
Wow.
Your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
A witch? Interesting.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
Oh, Opportunist is here now.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Alright. Let's have the Opportunist talk a little more.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or you died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We were just weighing our options in a morally ambiguous situation. You can't blame us for weighing our options.
He can.
I can if you failed to slay the princess, which you apparently did. So great, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? What do you mean? Of course there were... Yes, but in this purely... If it's the latter, do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
But everyone is just me and her, and everything is just this cabin.
That's a very good point. This princess character seems like a lot of trouble, and if you think about it, actually slaying her probably breaks us out of this cycle, right? We don't want to be stuck here forever, do we?
It's the last cycle, don't worry about it.
You're laying it on a little thick, aren't you? Laying it on a little thick? What are you talking about? I'm sharing my honest opinions. What matters is that almost everyone seems to be on the same page. So whenever you're ready, you can stop dawdling, get to the cabin, and save the world.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
To quote you... She's just a princess. Why was she able to rip me apart with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Well, we didn't think about it, so... She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Okay. That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Proceed.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat. Don't worry, I think we've taken that lesson to heart at this point. You can trust us to get the job done.
Alright, new cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
So she's gone feral, like I said.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Nope. I'm going to approach the mirror. Actually, this whole... Yeah, you didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the muddy shelf, the blade sitting on the muddy shelf, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror, but he says there isn't one. That's got to count for something, right?
Alright, I want to see how handsome I am.
Oh, I'm sure we look great. If only there was some sort of reflective surface we could examine. Absolute shame there isn't anything like that around here. You do see it, right? I don't know how to read you.
Opportunist is playing both sides.
I see all sorts of things. But do you see the mirror? It's a simple yes or no question.
This is fun.
Help me out here, will you? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good?
Alright. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean, and it's gone.
Reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope. Well, at least we can all agree now that there's nothing to see here. Case closed. Good work, everyone.
Okay, opportunist. You have benefited from this, I'm sure. This whole cabin's different.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope so. Focus up. A lot.
Enter the basement.
No blade. Leaving it behind didn't work out so well for us last time.
I want to save her still.
It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from
Ooh, it skitters.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
The witch, huh? This is a fun one. I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
See? She knows us. Is this enough for you to believe what we've been saying? Maybe, but you shouldn't let that cloud your judgment. She's just a princess. As long as you remember that and remain focused, slaying her will be easy. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
That's kind of the whole game, narrator.
Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Whoa.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
This is a cool princess, too.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like she already knows you. I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it.
Opportunists, you kind of suck.
So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. You fought us on it back in the woods. That was when the only perspectives we had were yours and mine.
I have a lot of perspectives now.
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us.
Oh, we'll revisit it again, I'm sure.
Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
I'm gonna note that now that she's gone feral, she looks a lot more like we do.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Let's talk to her.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I'm sorry about last time.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. Well, if you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
I get the sense that you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
Look, I know things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
I am a fan of Magnus Archives. I think I'm on episode 68, 69 or something like that. So I haven't finished it yet.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
I don't know. I'm willing to work with her. I didn't bring my blade down, remember? How am I supposed to get you out of those chains? Or can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Amazing.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little...
Well, she couldn't have until we told her she could.
A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
Yeah. Yeah, Jonathan Sims is great.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
I think if left to her own devices, then nothing would happen because this world wouldn't exist in the first place. It's fine, narrator. Okay, let's leave.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
It's like a wild cat princess. I don't know what that tail is exactly, but this is a great one.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on
Oh,
us.
opportunist. Whatever.
It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
Like, the artist is doing such a great job of drawing expressions, because, like, this is drawn to be exactly the kind of expression that you have to doubt, right? Like, you're not sure if you can trust this. You're not sure if you can't trust this, but you're also not sure if you can trust this. All right. We're going to extend some trust. We're leaving.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
Well, you don't even have to watch. You know what we're thinking.
That's exactly what I'm worried about.
Not no,
Step
but
up the stairs
yeah.
and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like.
All right. We need to ignore the knife.
You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you.
Gosh, the narrator's so manipulative.
Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her.
Whatever.
No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing.
Okay.
The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight.
Fair's fair, I guess.
Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop.
I think she just trapped both of us in here.
The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact.
It was in her nature, huh?
You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up?
We're dead.
I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back. We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done.
Oh, opportunist.
If you considered not being like that.
Yeah.
Of course not. It's what keeps us alive.
We're dying, opportunist.
And yet here we are, paralyzed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
What the hell was that for? I was trying to help you out of here.
Maybe you were, and maybe you weren't. But even more than I wanted my freedom, I really, really wanted to hurt you.
Unhealthy relationship dynamics.
And you know as well as I that by our very natures, only one of us could make it up those stairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back.
Oh, opportunist.
And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back.
Oh, we'd have some other issue, though.
There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
We're both stuck here. Great.
Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
He doesn't respond.
I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
Oh, here's the end. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Yes.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Goodbye.
If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. Oh, there's a bird. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
Huh. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image and the glass in two. And then another crack forms and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Whoa. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
If you're not me, then what are you?
I am an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
I have so many questions. If you made me, then what am I?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
I am the long quiet. Okay. That's why I'm made of the tendrils. In one of my lives, you doubted yourself. You thought that all of this was wrong.
Oh, did I? That means nothing in the grand scheme of things. This construct you're in contains every possible world at once. The fact that you managed to find one reality among trillions where I was delusional proves nothing.
What is the princess? Did you make her too?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
That is. Okay, she is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. So the narrator, or whoever the narrator originally was, had to die so that the princess wouldn't be perceived. And as a result, the narrator made us that which is nothing, that can barely perceive the princess, right? We are given limited choices so that the princess cannot become everything.
So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
We're not going to get a chance to ask all these. The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion.
And if they perceive her, then she will become the end of the world.
When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
I'm pretty sure death is good, actually. Important, even.
If that's your belief, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you can't grasp the abject horror of dying.
Yeah, I seem to have a type of game I like, don't I? If you made us, then I want you to know that this has been torture.
The inevitability of death is torture. I would gladly put two infinite beings through what you've been through to spare infinite lives from oblivion.
But aren't there just more people out there who are going to suffer? Do you know that things won't just be worse if I destroy her?
Of course they won't be worse. I saw a glimpse of a better world, and I did what I could to make it real. Anything is better than oblivion.
That's not true.
In the end, nobody wants to leave.
That's really not true. I think the princess said herself that every time we finish an iteration, the princess says, don't grieve for this one, right? Don't grieve for this vessel. She's in a better place now, right? This is a very interesting game because there's a lot of different perspectives. There's a lot of different opinions we can form from this. So, like, I don't know. I'm just spouting stuff off the top of my head. There's definitely different ways to interpret all of this. Of all things, why is she a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread?
Are you asking me to spend my final moments psychoanalyzing you? Ugh. She wound up as a princess because you wanted her to be a princess. As to why... Maybe she needed to be beautiful, important, above you, but on a level you could still approach. A herald of things to come.
Cool.
I don't know. Gods are supposed to be beyond comprehension. I really shouldn't try to anthropomorphize you like this.
Death of the author. Run out of questions. I'm gonna lie. Rest easy, I'm gonna destroy her.
Are you lying? I can't tell. But I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
Goodbye, narrator. As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Whoa.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits for you to continue. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him.
I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
Yep. I was designed to have limited choices.
When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes.
Right. She represents all of the endings of a story, right?
So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
I think I already decided a while ago. Whoa. Slay, slay. Time for us to leave. Let's explore a little bit. There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Don't you have a say in all of this? Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
I don't know if I want to click on any of these, but let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic.
Oh, I think I just realized that I'm the Long Quiet. I am nothing, right? Whereas the princess is the Shifting Mound. She represents every single possibility. She represents everything, right? So this is existence versus non-existence. Which is funny because existence could theoretically end the entire world. However, for there to be infinite possibilities, each possibility has to end first, right?
But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Interesting.
A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move, and yet we both don't. For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves.
You know what this probably looks like from a distance? It probably looks like the yin-yang symbol.
But forever is not forever. I move and you react, and both of us break the other. But broken is only a moment in time.
So, Feral Princess, where we betray each other, right?
To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow?
Oh. We can explore this vessel statement directly. I won't engage with violence. Interesting. Yeah, well, okay. I reject this perspective.
But violence has defined the flow of everything between us. Do not deny what we are, and do not color our conflict with fear. What is a person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with?
Maybe not. Maybe we've changed.
A person is not a body. Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that feel it.
Even when you reduced me to nothing, you could not rid yourself of me, but I was able to rid myself of you? No, that's not true. Stop the fight early and surrender. Continue to reject our perspective. It doesn't matter how I feel. Death, suffering, and oblivion shouldn't fall on others. If we are able to transcend death, then we are responsible for those it holds captive. I kind of agree, though. You speak about life and death and change and stagnation, but that isn't what any of this has been about.
Oh, is it not? Perhaps you can enlighten me. A picture of a life, and a picture of a life, and a picture of a life. How deep must repetition still our movements, until even the air we breathe is still? You doused the flames of false devotion, and in my despair, you lifted my chin, and the two of us danced beneath the stars. But the stars can't be seen unless the flames go out, and the walls come crashing down. Can you not do for all things what you did for us?
Address this vessel statement directly. Yeah, I was so glad to dance with you.
And dance with me again, and I'll never have to stop. My massive mob you. There is no beginning to them, and there is no end.
And there is no
There's
end.
only the flood of
There
bodies.
is only the
In
flood
every
of
moment
bodies.
you hold every possible sensation
Every
at
moment
once,
you
and
hold
then you
every
hold them all
possible
again.
sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. But in the end, you reflected it back at me. For a brief moment, both of us were everything. We can be everything again. We can weave a beautiful and endless song.
The world doesn't need you? continue to appeal to your shared humanity. This has always just been about us, two people forced to hurt each other again and again and again. But we don't have to hurt each other anymore.
You cling to your notion of pain and suffering. There is beauty in ugliness, and love in conflict.
Yikes. I don't think so. The first time we met, I executed you without a second thought, and at the end of my confrontation with your spirit, I hurled you down a bottomless pit.
You speak of me as if I am a ghost, but I am right in front of you.
As the clash between you abates, the princess relaxes, smiling from a distance. The respite is welcome.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
Okay. What do you think happens if we leave here?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
That's not so bad. It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
Slay, slay, slay. Find a different thing. I must be able to change you. Interesting. You've done everything you can. Yeah, I'm gonna choose this. This is the most interesting one. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Like, this entire game, the narrator talks down to us, the princess talks down to us, even our voices, like, take control and take away our agency, right? Everyone has their own perspective.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
You're here! Which hero are you?
I'm all of them, I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
You have no idea how good it is to hear you.
It's good to be here. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
Oh, where we stabbed her, huh?
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then let's go.
Here we go. Into the cabin one more time?
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
Is it just you and me? Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Is the narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
I don't actually know how to feel about him being gone.
Yeah, it's complicated. He put us through hell, but he's been part of us since the very beginning, hasn't he?
Alright, enter the basement without the blade.
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far.
Let's approach her without violence.
Stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are. Hands empty. So you don't feel like recreating our first meeting detail for detail. I wonder what else will be different. Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
Sit with her. I'm sorry for all of the times I've hurt you.
Well, you did stab me to death as soon as we met. But it's not like I'm completely innocent. We both took things a little far. Still, apology accepted.
You know, when she puts it like that...
So, now that we're here at the end of everything, can you finally tell me your name?
I never had one. And do not call me the Shifting Mound. It's too much.
Okay, we'll just call you the princess.
But I've always been a princess to you, right? So why don't we stick with that? And as for you, well, hero works for me.
But that's me. You know, I think I like that.
Well, Hero's the one who's always here, right? None of this was ever really fair for either of us, was it?
No, it really wasn't. But just because it hasn't been fair doesn't mean that it hasn't been worth it. I'm really glad I got to know you.
What do you think of her? What she wanted us to be? Actually, which princess are you? You look like you did the first time we met. Is this the real you?
I'm the same princess that's been with you since the beginning. And I feel real. But I also feel like I'm a lot more than I was then. We've been through a lot together. I don't think there's anything more real than that.
Hmm. Well, it's so good to finally see you again.
Right back at you. In a way, it hasn't been much time at all, but it feels like it's been forever since I've seen you. Thanks for coming back.
I don't think... I don't think I want to be a god.
Doesn't matter what we call ourselves. It's just another label, and I don't think labels have ever helped us. All they do is cram us into boxes where we don't fit. Just like this cabin.
Mm-hmm. Are you the same as you were out there?
I don't know. I'm a part of her, I think. But she's seen so much more than we have. Like, she's seen everything, right? I don't think I could hold all of that without losing myself. I don't think you could either.
Which is why we can't explore every possibility, huh? What do you think of her? What she wanted us to be?
I don't think she's the sort of thing you can really disagree with. It doesn't matter if she's right or wrong because she exists. She's this big, unrelenting force, and there's no arguing with her.
Right. She's every perspective, every argument all at once, right?
But I guess that was the question out there, wasn't it? And it was the question before you came down here, too. Should she get to exist? I'm glad you didn't bring that knife with you. And like I said earlier, I don't really want to be her. I think I just want to be me.
Yeah, I'm happy not to be everything. Just being us is plenty.
Alright, what if we just leave?
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
I'm gonna take her hand. It doesn't matter what happens or what it means. What matters is that we're leaving together. That's all I want.
You know what? Yeah, I want that too.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
Are you gonna be okay alone?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be alone for too long anyways. The others are still around here somewhere. I'll find them.
Alright. Goodbye. Hands clasped together, you and the princess leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there is an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You feel her hand tremble on yours. She is unsure of herself for the first time in her long and short existence. She has no part to play anymore, and she knows this. Yet she still is. And then she crosses the room to the door outside, pulling you excitedly with her.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like out there. Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen.
Well, that's what infinite possibility is.
And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
I represent death, right? I think I'm the one who represents death, and she's the one who represents everything. So, if it is bad, then I can end that situation, right? I'm gonna say it. I love you.
I love you too. But I'm trying not to be sappy about it. Don't make me get all emotional.
Aww. Whatever it is, we'll face it together. Aww. What a good game. I want to keep playing it. The music has been so good. Yeah, I know you said there's like 40 different endings, aren't there? And like, it seems like the branching points are cut off at chapter 1. So like, I basically can't get to the same chapter 2 in a single playthrough. But like, the chapter 2s can branch off into multiple chapter 3s, I think. Haven't been back since I got this ending, since it seems so perfect. Yeah. Finish the game, the good ending doesn't count. Wait, so is this not the good ending? Wait. Okay. I don't know what I just read, but now that you've finished the full story for the first time, you've also unlocked the gallery. You can access it from the main and in-game menus under the Memories tab. It's full of clues that will help you find undiscovered vessels and interactions. Happy hunting. Whew. But you know what? This is a good place to call it for tonight, or for today. Let's take a peek at the gallery. Is this it? Memories? Okay. Beginnings and endings. So this is the stuff that happens in the Long Quiet, right? And then we have more vessels to explore. The witch, huh? The tower. The fury. Oh, wow. I thought this was supposed to be a cabin. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. And then this is a locked scene where you are deconstructed and then reconstructed. Lot to explore. There's so much to explore. Meet your equal in combat? Okay. So if I bring the blade and I just fight her without, like, doubting, that would be different, huh? Lock your fears away. She isn't armed, is she? Fall to a feral captive. Interesting. So I could die to her when I don't have the knife, right? And then I choose to attack her. Okay. The good ending was the first I got, where I just sit in the cabin forever. Okay, I see. That makes sense. Alright. Well, I will upload this full video, and hopefully you'll be able to see the other ending I got. But thanks for joining me. I will see you all next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I think I will keep playing this game at least one more time, and then we'll move on. Thanks for tuning in.